Yama, I'm Jack, and happy Naidoc Week. And just a warning to our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers, this program may contain images of people who have passed away. Yep, despite a date change, it's Naidoc Week, a time for all Aussies to get together and celebrate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and their culture. It's also a time to learn more about the history of Australia's First Nations people. You see, Naidoc Week actually started out as a protest back in 1938 on the 26th of January, aka Australia Day, or for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, the day that marks when the land they'd been living on for thousands of years was claimed by someone else and started hundreds of years of mistreatment and discrimination. This year's Naidoc theme is Always Was, Always Will Be. It's all about acknowledging the hundreds of different Indigenous nations that have occupied and cared for this country for more than 60,000 years. This week, a couple of politicians asked the Senate to recognise that by having the Aboriginal flag and the Torres Strait Islander flag permanently displayed alongside the Australian flag in the Senate chamber. The government voted against the idea.
All of these are official flags of Australia, but only this one hangs inside the Senate. This Naidoc Week, 3 Indigenous senators put forward a motion to include all 3.
I appeal to the Senate, when we fly the flags out the front as we do this week, we have it on display for the whole of the country.
But the federal government voted against it. The government says the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags are found in many places across the country, including out the front of Parliament House. And having it inside isn't necessary.
The government believes that the Australian national flag, which represents all Australians, is the only appropriate flag to be flown in the Senate chamber.
But others, like Senator Lydia Thorpe, say it doesn't and never has represented all of Australia.
For so many of our mob, Aboriginal people, Torres Strait Islander people, First Nations people, First people of this country, the flag does not represent them.
There have been some pretty strong responses online, especially from those who say that now, during Naidoc Week, it's time to recognise Australia's first people.
You can now include traditional place names in the address when you send a letter, and Australia Post will make sure it gets there. Gomeroi woman Rachel McPhail has been campaigning for the change for a couple of months now. AusPost liked the idea so much, they've now added instructions about how to do it on their website. She also wants to see a printed acknowledgement of country on all of Australia Post's prepaid packaging, and a database of traditional names cross-referenced with postcodes. J-Milla is an up-and-coming hip-hop star who uses music to make people more aware of the issues facing Indigenous Australians. Leela caught up with him to find out how he's celebrating Naidoc Week.
My legal name is Jacob Nikoloff, and I go by the stage name or the rap name of J-Milla. I'm originally from Darwin, Northern Territory, and I am a loud and proud tribe member of the Muck-Muck Mudanungu people.
It always was, and always will be, what? Aboriginal land, always was.
How are you celebrating Naidoc Week?
TikTok Australia wanted to celebrate Naidoc Week and give back to the culture. So they have about 5 performances going on throughout this week, and I was one of the first shows to kick off the Naidoc Week celebration. If you're non-Indigenous and you don't know much about the Aboriginal culture or the Torres Strait Islander culture, this is a great week to be educated and learn so much about our culture. Well, I've got tons and tons of learning to do about my own culture. So yeah, it's a time where we all can come together and learn.
Do you think you can make a difference with music?
I did do a song that was called My People, and My People was basically about, you know, sending out a positive message to the people that discriminate against black people in Australia. And I'll basically send out the message like, look mate, you know, we do have feelings, and this is how we do really feel on the streets when we are being discriminated. And basically I want to make people come together and heal together, walk together, and you know, it's all about reconciliation at the end of the day, because that's the thing that's going to heal.
Thanks heaps for chatting, and happy Naidoc Week.
Happy Naidoc Week. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
Well, that's all for today. I hope you're having an awesome Naidoc Week, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. But before you go, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.